Hey, party people. I just snuck away and got some private time in here so I can chat with you a minute about when you feel like your head's gonna explode for whatever reason. We'll talk about some of the reasons we might feel that way. If you know who I am, awesome. I'm Crystal Mason Cup if you don't, and I run Crystal Clear Oilers on Facebook. It's an all natural wellness type group where we help each other and guide each other in finding natural ways to take care of our body because guess what? Every single person's body is a little bit different and it takes a little bit of different things to help each person. And so, what I'm going to talk about today is what helps me and kind of where I got started with my natural pathway. And hopefully, this will help one of you guys. So, if you're interested in learning more, stick around, watch the whole video, say hey to me, let me know where you're coming from. Are you in South Carolina with me? Are you somewhere else? Are you on this wellness journey as well? Maybe you're just beginning, maybe you're a veteran, and maybe you have tips to share with me. I love your tips. You guys are, I learned so much from every single person I come across. All right, so I'm hiding in my room. We have our family here. It's awesome. We've been having a great time. Let me say hey to you guys in the comments, and sometimes that will show me if you're talking. And when you come on, if you don't mind, this is really important. Facebook works this way, but if you just put over in the comments, just say hey, do some heart love, something, it'll allow others to see it as well. So if you're not in my VIP group, I'm going to put that down in the comments really quickly. That is where we congregate much more. We hang out in there a lot more. We learn all kinds of stuff. And as a matter of fact, this week is all about learning fun things together, finding ways and learning on the go and kind of being okay with the change. There's a lot of changes about to happen. Okay, so this month we start school back towards the end of the month, but we are not thinking about that yet, right? What we're thinking about is all the prep that has come in betwixt, right? All the stuff that's happening right now as we prepare for that. Lots of changes, lots of decisions, lots of craziness. Somewhere in the mix there, if you're a woman, you're having a cycle or having some type of stress or bodily stress that's coming along with it. And for me, the more decisions and the more weight that I feel like something has, it typically affects my body even greater. So I don't know if you're like that, but if you totally feel the weight on your shoulders or your tension in your shoulders, tension in your back, tension in the lower back, maybe tension in the head, that's kind of where I'm coming at with this whole when you feel like your head wants to explode, right? Because sometimes it's emotional and sometimes it's physical and sometimes it's a combo. And that's I'm more of the combo, right? Because sometimes it's cyclical and sometimes it's straight up whatever's in my day. And I have had a history of dealing with tension, whether it be in the head or in the shoulders, for many years. I have been looking, I've been the whole prescription route, I've been the natural route, and it's kind of like finding your groove. And it doesn't always just involve a quick fix, it involves a foundational change. And so ultimately, I'm going to share with you what I did to change the way my body responds to its environment. And hopefully, you guys have some type of experience like this that you can kind of relate to, right? And so if you have a friend that could totally use this, tag them here or share with them my page or just let them know them out here and they're not alone, okay? So when we first started, I'm going to grab some water real quick. Yellow mandarin goodness. What's in your water? Share that. So when I first started, it was more about a quick fix, a symptom, right? I didn't even know there were so many different symptoms that I wasn't specifically looking for one fix. I wasn't looking like for a head issue or a emotional issue or a gut issue at the time. I had such a full, well-rounded like body breakdown that there were so many things I was just dealing with. I was more at the well, why not? Let me just try something, right? I'm exhausted. I feel terrible. Like that was just my mindset was everything was bad, right? And so instead, I started using one oil here with doTERRA, one oil there, and then it wasn't until the vitamins later that I really was like, woof, everything changed. But here's the oil I started with: peppermint. Got Melissa here. I know I have peppermint. Here's some peppermint, and I'm going to show you how I used it in the very beginning, because this was that moment that if you have a friend and you have just peppermint in your bag or your pocket and you pulled it out, this might be the oil that is like, whoa, there's something to this, right? Nothing has ever opened me up like this. Nothing has taken the pressure that's right there in between the eyes away before like this, right? So I just simply put a drop right here in the palm of my hand. If you get two, no big deal. One drop, we know if it's doTERRA's that it is going to be natively grown wherever it's naturally found. We're going to get a really potent and powerful plant, never any chemicals in it, so it's safe to do this. I can tap it in my finger and put it on the roof of my mouth. Okay, first of all, if you put your tongue directly on it, it's going to be a little loud, for lack of a better word, right? Super potent. One drop of peppermint is like 22 different cups of peppermint tea. But I'm going to get it in there. It's already beginning the process of opening my cells up and telling my cells, hey, wake up, wake up. There's like a little wake up power there. You can start breathing. If you had any type of digestive type issues going up and down, it's going to be helping cool that down. Now I'm going to rub my hands together. It's so fun. This I tease, and this is my professional usage of oil. Staying a little bit away from the eyes, right? We don't want to burn the eyes because it's potent, right? Peppermint mints in general are going to be super powerful. So I do that 3 to 5 times, breathing it in, holding it in, feeling the airways open up. Here's my son, he's 13. Since he was 10, he's been doing this, okay? He gets seasonal threat type symptoms, especially with dust mites. And watch, he'll do this. He will take his finger after doing that and rub it around the eye. And he's like, Mom, I like to put it right next to the eye because it stings. But what does it do? It takes the itch away. It takes the irritation away. And it is a little spicy, but he's gotten it in his eye before. And all we did is take a little bit of fractionated coconut oil. And then, let's just say it was a little spicy. You just get a dab of that and you would rub it like right wherever it is. Okay. So yeah, I had peppermint on my fingers, but what happens? It's diluted with that coconut oil. And so that little bit of a discomfort is soothed, and I still have all the benefit and no side effects. So that's the one thing we can remember with oils. It doesn't matter which one we open. You have to open them for them to work. But no matter which one we open and we put on, it's going to have some type of side benefit. There are no side effects with essential oils, with something that's so pure and natural. Now, I am a true believer in the purity of the oil, and I'm a huge proponent of transparency. I have an issue with lies. I was lied to a lot as a kid, and so that it's like a flag for me. And so when we first looked at oils, I researched a lot, and so that's why we chose doTERRA, because they were so transparent. I really didn't even know much about other companies, but I knew that if I grabbed a bottle, I could go to source2u.com and type in the little code here, and it would pull up the exact tests that were done on these bottles from a third-party entity, and then that was allowing me to see what was exactly in those bottles. That was huge for me. So peppermint was my wow oil. Peppermint was my, there's something to this. Like I can breathe. That like morning nagging pressure is no longer there. And then I have a history of cyclical headaches that come once a month, and they are really bad. They'll knock me out of the day. They take a lot of my time. And what I found was, as I started to learn about the oils, I started to find solutions that I never had found before. Literally 9 different meds, 9 different neurologists, lots of different medications. And honestly, the headache days were far greater than the days I did not have one. And this is one of my favorite tips. This is still peppermint behind the ear right here. Is directly out of the bottle. If you have sensitive skin, you'll definitely want to dilute because it's very potent. But what that does on that little bone behind your ear, this is a little acupressure type point, right? This is going to help immediately soothe any tension. It's going to help bring down any, like if you're having a blood pressure issue, it's going to help regulate things and help cool the body. So, whatever is going on with constricting or dilating too much, it helps to balance that. And then what do I do? Right on top of that, because the balance oil happens to have grounding properties. It also has fractionated coconut oil, so it can be almost like a carrier oil to dilute oils, just a tiny bit on top of that peppermint. And you'll feel your airways will open, the tension will start to be relieved, your any type of issues with the pressure that's in the back of the neck, that can start to fade away. And I always like to just massage it in just a little bit. And you don't have a ton of time, right? We're women who are super active, super busy. We don't have time to be knocked out for hours. We don't need have time to be laying down. We don't have time to be taking breaks all the time. I am like a go, go, go type person. And maybe that's you too. I don't want anything to stop me, and I'm not going to let anything like come bring me to the halt, right? So even when I'm struggling, I'm still pushing through, but I'm just struggling while I push through. Now I have natural ways to help without the side effects. So no more. I used to take the one injection and double vision or whatever it was, right? There's always something, some type of effect that comes with those meds that were terrible. And so I couldn't take them because I couldn't raise 4 kids and take them and live a natural life, a normal life. And so now I found something to help me out. And so once I started getting my little wow moments, right? My balance, my peppermint were working. I felt amazing. I kind of started with supplements. It made more sense to me in the beginning than essential oils did. Honestly, I didn't even know what an essential oil was when I started with doTERRA. I was really like researching and looking, and it never registered to me that an essential oil was just a plant. That's all it was. And then they just extracted it very gently and very particularly, so they kept all those beneficial properties from plants in the oil. That was like, this is here. I had no idea, no idea. But you know what made sense to me? Pills. I had been given pills over and over and over again. All of my military career, as a kid, my mom, like, if it was something wrong, guess what? We got a pill for it, right? That was a normal thing. And I think in America, that is totally what's normal for us. And so when someone suggested to me to take the Lifelong Vitality, that's the vitamin pack that doTERRA offers, I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. What do I have to lose? I already felt terrible. I was taking a nap at 2, didn't feel like doing dinner and the laundry, right? It was always a battle. So I said, let's give it a shot. And I did. And I felt so much better. Within 30 days, I was on that realm of like, if you're way down in the valley, right, you're going up, up, up. And I've watched people like my mother in law, and I have a friend who it took her 4 days to feel the effects of the vitamins. Just the level of energy was increasing, the decrease in the mood swings, the decrease in the achiness all over. Those things were changing for that person in 4 days. For me, it took a little bit longer. My body just it's affected differently. So it took me at least 30 days to start feeling the effects, and it took me almost into that second month, the middle of the second month, to really notice a big difference because my body needed a lot of help. But Microplex VMZ, all this is 3 bottles designed perfectly to go together. And we're not going to go into like the scientific of it. If you need some type of slideshow, if you want to watch the video, I have another video on how these all work and the ingredients in them and how powerful that are, and also have a PDF if you need to look at that or you like to share it with your doctor, because that's my favorite thing is for someone to say, I need to take those to my doctor first, and then their doctor's like, where did you get those? I need those. Like, that has happened so many times. It makes my heart feel so good. So Microplex VMZ is just vitamins and minerals, VM, right? Vitamins and minerals, 22 different vitamins and minerals, 12 servings of fruits and vegetables, and it's all in 4 capsules that are highly soluble. It has a nice little tummy tamer blend in there, so you're not going to have any digestive discomfort. And you can squeeze it. This is like one of my favorite things. You can totally squeeze these. So if you have a child or someone who is like, I just can't swallow pills, which these go down super smooth. But if so, you can open it and put it in applesauce and it would work perfectly, or in a little smoothie. And that's what you get. Actually, I think I'm going to keep the lid so I can show you the dose, the full dose. So here's your Microplex VMZ, which I just wanted to share with you a few of the foods that are in here, because these are things that I used to look for when I was dealing with the head issues. And I would be searching like for feverfew and dandelion leaf, all those things that are super good for you, right? So it has kale leaf flower powder, parsley, kelp, uh, aerial parts of the broccoli, Brussels sprout flour, cabbage, spinach, all kinds of good stuff. Lots of fantastic active enzymes to help the body digest them very easily, by the way. And then the next one is Egg Omega. Z Omega is land and marine omegas. What's the first thing we think of when we think of omegas? I always think of fish. That's like the first thing I think of, because I remember the first supplement that I was ever suggested. So I had joint issues, I have autoimmune, and the first thing they said was, for joints and eye and brain function, let's get you some fish oil. And so I would go out and I searched all these different fish oils, and they were gross, and I used to burp them. It was terrible. And then I found doTERRA, and they smell like cumin, and they have they're just little tiny gel red pills that have 9 essential oils in them, which is patented. But you get all the omegas 3, 6, and 9 that our body needs for the joint, for the mind, for the brain function, for the eye function, all the goodness. And then there's vitamin D in there as well. So that's a good one. And then Alpha CRS Plus, I feel like this is like the powerhouse. This is what changed my body. And so if you are familiar with things like stress and oxidative stress and free radicals, all these things that bounce around in our body and cause all kinds of problems, increase inflammation, they cause us to really struggle with our day, with energy, with mood swings, with tons of achiness. The Alpha CRS Plus is packed full of polyphenols, and all that means is it's packed full of little punchy bad things that knock out all the bad cells that are dying off, and it allows our body to do exactly what they were designed to do, which is to recreate healthy cells. And frankincense resin, see it? You can squeeze it. Turmeric resin, all this beautiful product in here. This is the one that has the dandelion leaf and the milk thistle and turmeric and sesame seed and pine bark, all kinds of great products that are good for our body's inflammatory process. So I have them all out now. This is my powerhouse. Like, I can't be without this one specifically. And it just so happens that doTERRA bundles it together because those are all the nutrients our body needs. And when they bundle it together, they give us a good discount. So this is like $59 alone, but all 3 together is $79.50. And then you get 30 days worth of supply. So there's your dose. You can take half and half. So 2 of each like this, 2 in the morning, 2 at night, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, all in the morning, whatever you like to do. If you fast, I fast a lot in the morning. So I do it brunchish time, and I can take the whole dose. But some people don't like to take it super late because they get a lot of energy. So depending on your body, right? That's why the community in that Crystal Clear Oilers group is so powerful. Because if you feel like, oh man, I'm getting a lot of energy at night and I can't sleep, and then you tell them you're taking your capsules at 4:35 at night, guess what? They're going to say to you what they do and what's happened to them, and you're going to learn a little bit more about that. So here's, I'm going to put these back. And then I'm just going to share with you a couple tiny things about my body and when I first discovered all these, why it became so different. My body started to change. It started to just the cells started to be better. The cells started to do the jobs that they were designed to do and get rid of all the inflammation on their own. And what I found was my magic, the magic combination for me happened to include digestive support. So I have autoimmune, I have that autoimmune affects everything, right? But where did it stem from? Because when someone told me, you have rheumatoid, you have lupus, you have fibro, you have all these things, and I'm just like, okay, I have dealt with this for 18 years, and people were telling me I have no idea what it is, and they were labeling different things. And finally, like one doctor was like, boom, this is what it is. And it just blew my mind. One, that nobody could diagnose it before that. And two, it was all these different things, and there was no cure. I just don't believe, I didn't believe that. And so maybe that was my naivety, right? I just didn't want to believe that. And so I started to research and started to look out for more things. And then I had to recognize that what I put in my body mattered. Did you hear that? What you put in your body matters. So there's a large part of society that thinks like whatever they put in their mouth, it doesn't connect. It doesn't matter. You just put it in and it goes out. It's not true. What you put in is the fuel for every single cell in your body. And if you're putting in McDonald's and you're putting in soda all the time and you're putting in zero water, which I have met people that do that, zero water in the last like 10 years, how can our cells even do their jobs if they're not getting that water? We are 70% water. We need that. We desperately need that. And so when I started learning these things, I started to embrace it. I started to change my diet. And I am gluten and dairy free completely. For 4 years, I have been GFDF. Okay, that means a lot of life changes. And as I kept using the oils, my body started to feel amazing. Amazing. Isn't that what we want, right? We want to feel amazing. We're not going to increase our days. We're not going to add a day to our life. I just don't believe that. But we can definitely enhance the quality of life that we have. And so that's the goal here. The goal here is this. Oh, Dorothy, this sounds like you. Oh my gosh. I feel like I attract people that are like me. I love that you just said that. If you want to say a little bit more like what you mean, like are you just have a ton of inflammation, you feel like gut health, you feel exhausted, you feel like everybody's telling you you have all these things, but it doesn't make sense, right? Well, for me, it was getting rid of things in my diet. And I introduced Terrazyme. And you guys, it says on the bottle you can take 1 to 3 capsules a day, and you take it with your vitamins, right? That's kind of how you do it, or you take it right before you eat. Our bodies stop producing digestive enzymes. At about the age 20, 29, 29, 30-ish, our body stops producing it. After we put in all the different foods in our diet and a lot of it's processed, our body it stops being told to produce enzymes to break down food, because the food that we eat is already broken down so much. And so there are no enzymes in that food. It's super critical to have the enzymes for several reasons. I have people trying to come in right now. Okay, so for my gut, what this is just my story, and I feel so much like there's people like you, Dorothy, that have the same type story, and it all boils down to if your gut's not happy, that's mama. If mama's not happy, nobody's happy. So why does my head feel like it wants to explode a couple of days a month? Or why does my hold on, Maximus, I'm in a call. Okay, in a minute. Sorry, guys, that's my 6-year-old. So the whole gut thing, right? So my head wanted to explode, my joints, like if I eat. But what I found was, as I started paying attention, I would have like the worst pain, like on one side of the head, or the worst issues, like right in the forehead. And as I paid attention, something that I brought into my body would crush it. So for me, certain foods, peanuts. There's mold on peanuts. I happen to be allergic to peanuts. I never knew peanuts were so moldy. Bam, right there. And if I have anything that I maybe shouldn't have, or extra corn or extra sugar at night, I will wake up and that pressure is on in the head. If I go through pictures, if I go through, if I sweep and dust one day, guess what? I could feel the pressure the next day. It's something I breathed in and went into my body caused that. So it wasn't just my body doing it, it was something that was causing it. It was causing toxins to come into my body, and my body was trying to fight it off. And our bodies fight things off in different ways. And so, as my cells tried to fight it off, guess what oils I started to introduce to help it? One, Terrazyme. Because if it's something you introduced in the gut, if you use Terrazyme and maybe a cold pack, not an ice pack, just something cold, like a metal cup or just you can put something in a refrigerator cold. Put it on the side of your tummy that's on the right side of your belly button and a little bit lower. That right there is your liver. And your liver holds on to so many things. And if it's inflamed, it'll cause a lot of issues. So if I put that there, I could feel the tension in that side of my head melt. It was like mind boggling when I learned this trick. And then I would grab copaiba and frankincense and I would just put it under my tongue. Just like that. And it tasted funky at first, and now I love it. So if it's funky to you, know that it will pass. But the inflammatory process, cleaning out those cells, first of all, I'm going to be very clear. Do not go to Walmart and drink that. Do not go to Amazon and buy anything and think that you can drink that. It needs to have a supplement fact, and these little caps cost 5 cents to replace. And I can promise you, especially in this world and the last things I've been seeing about pedos and everything, I think there are far more worse people than I thought there were. So do not go on Amazon and buy that. Just get it from a reputable source. Get it directly from the company so that you can know that if that supplement fact is on there, you can take it internally. All right, same with copaiba. It also reduces tension. 1 drop is all you need. And these are the oils that we do topically too. So like I mentioned, there are oils that help reduce tension. And then there's also, those are overall body things, not just for head. When you feel like your head's going to explode, but it helps reduce the inflammation that is causing all the issues. But ultimately, if we reduce the inflammation in the gut, we can reduce the inflammation in the entire body. And that is a learned habit. This doesn't happen overnight. So when people come to me and they're like, I want to feel better. And I say, are you willing to give it 90 days? Most of them say yes. And some of them don't say yes. And if you don't say yes, you're just not there yet. When you're ready, I'll be here because I've been through the process and it wasn't overnight. Hey, Linda. Okay, so the Terrazyme is the gut enzymes. And remember I said the bottle is 1 to 3? I take 9. I actually take 3 to 4 in the morning, 3 to 4 at night, and then depending on my day and if I have an episode, I'll grab it and take another one. But I generally take it empty stomach, both ends of the day and night, so that my body can store it for when I need it. And when I started doing that, it was a whole new world opened up. The things that I ate they processed much easier. And then with processing it much easier, guess what I had? Less digestive discomfort, and I had less aches and pains. So with that and the Alpha CRS Plus, your body can function the way it's designed to function because these enzymes, they're just what's supposed to be in our body anyway. And we normally get them from food, but if they're all processed, we don't get them from food. Okay. Now PBSS, this is probiotics. I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention this. Good, healthy bacteria in the gut is part of having a happy mama. So digestive enzymes and probiotics. I love these for 2 reasons. They're double encapsulated. I don't have to refrigerate them, but they also look like aliens. It's just me. Okay, so I do love those things. Those are part of my story. It's part of what changed my body. It's part of what I'll never be without. And the roller bottles, okay, so this is you can see I use it a lot. This is my head tension roller bottle, right? And I just had peppermint, copaiba in here. And now I'm going to switch it up a little bit and show you the options, okay? So first of all, Deep Blue is an oil for discomfort. We can use it anywhere on the body. We don't want to use it internally, up our nose, in our eyes, or in our ears, right? It has a child cap on it, so we know not to use that one internally. And then I'm just going to put 10 drops of each of these in the bottle. And people ask me all the time, Do you throw the bottle away? Do you rinse it out? What do you do? No, there's no wrong oil. So I am not going to waste anything. I am going to just fill it back up and use it for whatever else I need it to be for. And so here's Copaiba, 10 drops. That's for inflammation. It's for nerve issues. If it's a nerve disconnect, and this roller I'm going to use behind my ears, on my forehead, on my lower back, wherever I have that discomfort, depending on the day. Frankincense is fantastic. There's so many oils we could add into here for discomfort, but we're sticking to like the more general ones. Oils like lemongrass and marjoram are also good. I'm definitely adding Melissa, but just 2 drops of Melissa because I have it and because I know how amazing it is. And it smells good. It's great for emotions. And anytime we decrease, here's a fun little trick. If you decrease stress, you decrease pain. Did you know that? Did you know that if you have less stress equals less pain? If you're stressed out, your pain level will increase. And I'm going to give you the perfect example of this. My daughter stubbed her toe last Monday outside while she was running. She hit the steps and it was pretty bad. Okay, hit the toenail, cracked it. Her toe was like floppy on the front of it and it hurt. And she said, Mama, it hurt so bad. And then when I looked down and I saw the blood, it all of a sudden hurt 10 times worse. What is that? It's a recognition that something should be hurting. And our mind is that powerful that it created pain in her body. It legitimately probably hurt worse. Why? Because her mind told her it was supposed to hurt worse than that. So she told me, why did it do that? There was this whole conversation. I thought it was so fascinating that we start to learn those things, right? But the mind is so powerful, and we can put these things anywhere that we need them, and they're so powerful. But if we can reduce that emotional aspect and calm the emotional aspect, we can calm the discomfort. All right, I know I had another I wanted to put in here, peppermint. Okay, so we have deep blue, copaiba, frankincense, 2 drops of Melissa, and 10 more drops of peppermint. And so this one my son will probably steal. You guys, this is like a mini bottle. You might be noticing that. I have some large bottles, some mini bottles of the oils. And you can buy, only the mini bottles come in little kits. But I like to buy the whole kit, the Family Essentials kit. That's like a travel kit. So I use that when I'm traveling and my bag isn't as heavy as it could be, okay? Let's see. Someone's trying to connect in here. My phone's trying to connect. All right. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. So you got some oils for discomfort and you got your fractionated coconut oil. Now you know how I supported my body from the beginning, and that's basically my healthy habits. And also you know how to make a roller bottle. It's pretty easy, isn't it? We make these for everything. And I like to leave a little room because what if it's not strong enough? I might add more. Add more frankincense or add more peppermint, whatever it is. So clean that off. Don't waste it. Put it on your neck. Pop it in. If you can't get the roller in all the way, that one did fine. But you can just twist the cap hard and it'll pop right down in. So there you go. You can just toss it up and down just 1 or 2 times to let it incorporate into the oil. And here you go, guys, the magic. And that's it. I will leave you with that today. And if you're not in the VIP, please plug in, check out the comments, say hey to me when you watch the replay. You know, this is the world of feeling better. The world of not increasing your days, but increasing the quality of your days. And so if you want to learn more about this, you haven't started with oils yet, I promise you're in good hands with me. So come hang out with me. Let's design you a nice 30, 60, 90-day plan and figure out where you need to start, what's important to you. Grab the Crystal Clear Oilers group or message me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.